Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a Link to the Past, No Major Glitches League Season 3 match. This is Eri versus Matt in the Tower of Hera division, and this is round 2. On commentary today, we have Clear Mouse and Ack the Bacher, and they will take it from here.
Good afternoon. Hi, Ack. How's it going? Do you recognize Eri or Matt? Have you interacted with them in the last, I don't know, couple hours or so?
I have, but I will admit, I think with what we're doing right now, I'm lost as hell. I think I may have stumbled into the wrong restream or something.
I don't think so. You were playing Doors earlier, right? Eri was playing Doors. This is pretty much the same thing, right? Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You start, well, I guess you start with pseudo boots in Doors. You don't really start with anything here, huh? Matt was playing casual boots earlier, so, I'm sure they're actually very warmed up for NMG.
The file screen looks similar. I think outside of that, everything else is probably going to be very different. That's about it.
I don't see an item tracker or anything, by the way. That seems to be missing in NMG as well. Okay. You think we're just supposed to expect it to, know where things are, maybe?
I hope not, because I couldn't tell you.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I know exactly where one thing is, and that's the most important item, is that we have to get through the first 11-ish minutes or so of the game in order to go get those things that let us move fast, which is the boots. Other than that, they're kind of on their own. I know that, so.
All right. Well, I'm sure they can suffer for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, nice file name on Matt's side. If you sound it out.
Well, that's actually one of the nice things about NMG races is that the other person gets to pick your file name. As we might have seen, Matt is he is from Canada. He is probably a bit more partial to some of the more Canadian-based specialties, of alcoholic beverages, was the PBR, and I guess, he gave Eri a land mollusk. Maybe we'll get to see a couple of land mollusks being taken down by the best weapon of Light Worlds. Just saying.
Okay. Also, PBR was established in Wisconsin, but...
What's it really? Really? Why do so many Canadians like it? Is it just because it's close to the border?
A little confused by that one, but...
okay, you're right. I don't know, Matt really likes
You sounded so confident, I double-checked you, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
No, okay. Well, maybe Matt is actually secretly Wisconsin. He was only, I guess, maybe recently in Canada. Who knows if he actually grew up there? Who knows where PBR actually might be?
He likes American football anyways, it's fine.
True. That is true. You think we're gonna see any American football today? Maybe not in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about the NFL pun prospects in this game yet. You'll have to, hopefully I can figure one out in 80 minutes here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have, well, of course, we have Eri, coming from Germany. He is the, number 1 seed.
Why is he the number 1 seed?
Well, so they did actually run some qualifiers, this time around for season 3, and I believe Eri was the one who submitted the fastest time for the qualifiers. I don't think he quite. No, I think. Oh man, I have to go double check the times. I think he did submit a 1:23 eventually after maybe a couple tries, but that's a pretty fast time. Wouldn't you say?
That's how many times it takes me to get a 1:23 also. Just a couple of tries as well.
Right. Okay, just a couple of tries, or give or take, some margin of error. I got you.
I mean, a couple is in the range of infinity, correct?
Give or take, yeah. For very large values of 2.
Right,
yes, I agree.
Basically right on the same page there. No. I actually do wonder about this. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a proven stat, but does anyone have more 123s than Eri? And I feel like he probably has more than anyone else by double digits. And I'm making all these numbers up on the fly, but I'm confident in them.
Just like I think that PBRs were, really established in Canada as opposed to Wisconsin that you allegedly claim. I actually also do believe you, and when you say that you are very confident, I also do believe, also without any proof, Eri actually is. He is certainly among the list of 125 runners. He is certainly one of the most active ones. Extremely consistent. Somehow, rust doesn't seem to settle on him. He can. Okay. I think even sometime he probably was. He maybe took I don't know, like a month or so off from NMG or something like that. Recently, just came straight back and just started grinding out those 123s like it was nothing.
Maybe it's like the German atmosphere or something that just makes him less prone to oxidizing.
Well, so I don't think that Eri drinks any alcoholic beverage, but do you think maybe it's just part of the, as you said, as part of the atmosphere? Like you think the German beers maybe are better quality, than the PBRs that.
Are we talking about real German beers or like fake ones?
Well, that's a great question.
Like the ones that we think that are from Germany and they're like from Wisconsin.
Oh well, yeah. It's a good question. Is Heineken actually a beer brand from Germany? That's not the only one I know.
Like Holland or Belgium?
Holland? Okay, all right. Well,
yeah.
It's all in the same area. Is that? I hope that's not like showing my lack of geographic knowledge for any of the locations.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay. It's an American education. That's all I can say.
Yeah. As long as everyone else is also dumb about it, then who's to know?
True. True. Oh yeah. So yeah, it looks like actually. So I had noticed something. I'm not actually sure what actually ended up happening, but as we actually see, Eri actually is taking a very short lead. Unescape is rescuing up Princess Zelda. Now, of course, Matt himself is certainly absolutely no slouch at NMG as well. He has he recently got semi-recently, end of late last year, got a 124. 58, which in order to break the 124 barrier for anybody, we talk about people breaking the 123 barrier and being absolutely amazing. Like 124 is absolutely like is really really astounding as well.
A couple of tries, I think, is what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Couple of tries. Yeah. So he just needs a couple more tries to get to 123, right? That's what we're saying as well.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see it today.
You're right, actually, and and of course, for every single run for NMG, whether it's a race, whether it's a PB, whether it's one of those attempts to just kind of sit down and just go casually enjoy, you can always break your personal best record.
Yeah,
always can be able to by a couple minutes. Exactly. Yeah.
A couple of minutes. Okay, I would love to see that.
Well, we're actually looking at, like Matt's sum of best, right? Matt's sum of best is on 123. His PB is, is what, almost a 120, 124.58. Yeah, that's kind of about the distance, right? Where you're probably expected to PB, or it's coming soon TM type of thing.
Okay. I'm also looking at Eri's sum of best here, and like I don't know how it works, but this number is negative. Like, how is he so fast?
Oh well, good thing we're not in like just like regular like integers or positive numbers. We don't have to have any type of overflow.
Okay. Well, I heard about your math degree the other day. All right.
I don't know if I can handle another degree. Now. I got no. Effie definitely backed me up.
University of Wisconsin.
Oh, you're right. Based in Wisconsin, Canada. That's exactly where it is. All right. Looks like though we actually also got out of escape. Relatively unscathed, although it looks like maybe Mac just got a little bit less good RNG for what it's worth. Nobody got wrap frames, unfortunately, so we are gonna have to kind of scroll through this text, or heartbeat frames that matter. The actual normal speed. We can't just kind of tell the person to hurry up, because we got places to be. Matt, of course, is actually picking up Sankar.
You would think with like, how many runs have they done? Probably like thousands upon thousands. You'd think by now this guy would understand it's a speed run and that he should be quiet and let them go.
Yeah. Some have you ever seen Memento, Ak? Or like, what is it, like the butterfly effect? Where it's
I have, but I forgot.
Oh, well, yeah. So, it's like the guy goes through, like the same thing over and over, but like it seems like everyone around him seems to not remember the last time. So I think maybe, like the NPCs are kind of having, that part, happen, right? They just kind of lose all their memory. I think that's honestly, the movie, right?
That sounds like a Weekend in the Race kind of
thing. Okay, true. What on earth was that Octorok?
Was he wearing that Octorok as a hat?
That's what it, see, okay, Matt, like...
I honestly thought he had a different stripe for a second.
So in Wisconsin, I think that, they're probably not taught to kind of like ignore the wildlife. So in more like urban areas, they probably need to kind of have some signs, right? Some PSAs to make sure that if they're more scared of you than they are, than you are of it, but they're gonna lash out pretty dangerously, right? If you get too close.
Yeah, by turning into your hat. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's not a good thing.
No, it wasn't.
We can't feed the wildlife here.
Now, is it bad that he's going into Eastern with only 2 hearts?
Well, so there's bad, which I do agree with. There's also kind of no other choice. I don't really think anything else can help him get any more health. But see, this is why we pick up Sankart, right? Is just in case we get temporarily, I guess, distracted, from going, hat shopping.
You can just get the heart there. Yeah, all right.
Right,
So we're fine. Now,
yeah.
now it's basically like we
Well,
just don't have Sank heart.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, but surely, you know, we've got the lamp, right? We can be able to see where all the Igors are. We don't have to get too close to them, right? Maybe Matt will learn his lesson. He actually did pick up, looks like, the heart. Also got a nice small magic refill. Gonna save him just a tiny bit of time. Assuming, of course, you know, at the very end for the magic refill after Armos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's a good point. That's a good point, yeah. Sorry, I'm just infatuated with the movement right now. Taking notes of every, you know, every
Taking
left,
notes?
every down. Yes. On
right,
my ZSR notebook, by the way.
It's a pretty coveted notebook, honestly. I've been looking for one. Hopefully I can get one, you know, soon, at some point.
maybe.
Maybe
give them
next
out to
year.
everyone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what it seems like. You know, I was, as you're pointing out, though, every left, every down. It's, you know, kind of at this point, it is kind of the only real type of movement enhancement we have, right? We don't really have like the hook shot. We don't really have like, you know, obviously, notably the boots. Holy frick, Matt! Oh no, this
that seems pretty rough there.
Yeah, he's gonna try again. Looks like he just has to hit the switch, which is really good. So this is really great. You know, oh my god! Did you see that Igor wake up? I did not realize he was so close.
Yeah, I saw him wake up. I saw him coming.
Oh wow! Yeah, holy frick! You know, this is the problem with Eastern and being green, and the green Igors, they just blend literally right in. You know, even when they open their eyes, it's like giant camouflage. I was also gonna say, good thing Matt picked up that fourth heart because he was able to, like, he really needed all the health he could get, right? Both from Sankar and the, yeah, exactly. Holy frick.
Okay.
Okay, did you take all those downs and lefts and, you know, ups and whatever from Matt? Because that was like the strategy playbook right there.
Yeah, it was like up, downs, lefts, and then I think there's a portion where in the middle you change your underwear. That's what I got from
all right.
that.
Oh, that's a lot of movement. Well, it's okay. It's a very minor time loss, and not, you know, like Matt is looking, you know, completely unfazed as Eri walks into Armos. Slightly modified quick kill, but looks great.
Yeah, I like that new strat.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty slick looking.
Yeah,
I like the
course
that he did in the room before. It looked like he just like barely hit that one on the left. I thought he was gonna miss it, but he didn't think that. Of course, only me.
Somehow we can get so close, like, to the Igors, and these guys, you know, if you're gonna get like a 123 or 124 PB, I think you have to be basically as close as possible without getting hit, right? So Eri, I think maybe, you know, I do think Eri watches the restream, so he probably learned from Matt the hats, you know, in addition, like outside the one that he's actually wearing is probably a bad idea, so he probably didn't want the Igor as a hat, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, just it's a good lesson, you know. All right, so Matt also got past Armos. Yeah, we're just slightly delayed out of the 11. That's why it's 11-ish minutes, right? Before we can go get the boost that Eri is showing us right now. Finally, we can move fast. Okay, so now I think you have to add in, you know, just like the game, right? You know, you're talking about writing down like the directions, you know, left and downs. I think you have to write down like buttons down too, like the A button.
Yeah, and spin speeds and pressing buttons within.
Oh my gosh! So we have to write down multiple buttons at once, like. Man, I don't know if I can do this act.
It's pretty hard, but like this notebook does have at least 100 pages, so we're doing okay on it so far.
Okay, all right. Oh, so we got like, you know, like one page basically per what minute of this run? I think it's actually
per screen.
Yeah, per screen. We're gonna need like 500 whatever, like some, you know, odd pages if that's the case. I think Eri said something about like 550-ish or something like that screens in the game. It's kind of like around that ballpark,
okay.
So it's quite a lot.
Good to know. I didn't know that. Is that like a real number? Or is that like a Wisconsin number?
No. That's a real number.
all right. Just checking.
I've spoken with the exact same amount of confidence as Wisconsin.
Okay, fair.
But I'm pretty sure it's right around that ballpark. And I think, yeah, especially like early on, you know, people talk about saving, you know, like 2 frames here, 1 frame there, you know, like it may not seem like a lot, sorry, for one screen, right? But if you add it up over the course of 500 some, right, that is actually quite a bit of time saved.
Yeah, that's like hold on, let me get my
oh no, I can't do math. I don't have anyone here with a math degree to help me. Talk about spin speeds, though. I think actually everyone has actually gotten their spin speeds first try, which is really quite good.
So I think earlier you said that this was the second round in the NMG League.
Correct. This is round 2 of 3 rounds. So this time, season 3 is it is still Swiss, but they capped it to 24 players instead of and then every whatever division. In this case, Tower of Hera, which is the fastest division, it's gonna be 3 rounds. So Matt and Eri, yeah, both won their first round races. Eri played Doomtap, with actually was a very very close race, and then Matt ended up beating Ray. So also
Holy
pretty
crap.
yeah. Yeah, this division is actually pretty stacked. You talk about extremely fast runners. There are some really good runners here. Of course.
Well, that was the
Matt
point I
and-
was gonna make. Like, if this is only the second round, how come my 2 favorite runners are already matched up against each other?
Yeah. True. Oh yeah, Sleepy also bringing up a very excellent point. That's right. We do have an actual 28 players because we have Pyro Castle. This case, the admin, our main admin Fox, had decided that everyone can participate. There is no reason for the cap, and so we have a second or the final division, Pyro Castle.
Oh, okay. What's this division called?
This one is Tower of Hera. So
Tower of
there was
Hera,
actually a bit of a debate, or Fox did elicit some of like for some suggestions for what the different divisions should be, and this was the one that I think actually maybe Aries suggested this. I can't really remember. It was one of the first ones. Yeah.
Let the division leaders pick their name. What could go wrong?
Well, I mean, nothing has ever gone wrong in the Link to the Past for anyone playing this game, except, was that well timed for you to say that? Because Eri just ended up taking a very unexpected bonk right before in Circle of Pots and Desert.
That's okay. When you've had as many Wisconsin beers as he's had, just be surprised that you've only seen, 2 so far.
True. Actually, that's actually one of the nice kind of quality of life things from the rando is that, at the very end, you get to see some of your statistics, right, in the game. Actually, a bomb counter is actually pretty interesting, right? Actually, getting to see, in this case, how many times you either intentionally or unintentionally decided to not cancel your dash.
Just do it yourself. Count them.
Right.
So far, we've seen 2?
3 maybe, right? We had to bonk the library one too, right?
Yeah. What was the other one before that?
Oh, I'm saying for Eri, right? Because he bonked once in Desert, he bonked once on the torch, and then once for the library.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a torch too. Okay. All right, so 3.
All right.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's a good.
We need that rando thing to count for us.
Yeah,
That'd be
exactly.
much
Or
easier.
a compass, right? Any type of thing where this is a great thing for bots to do, right? This is why sometimes humans aren't the greatest to be able to do like tedious or mundane tasks.
Ain't that the truth?
All right, good torches for Eri though. Otherwise very solid. Yeah, and we also are pretty rich. Both runners. Oh, too bad about the red rupee on the side, but Matt ended up getting a very nice blue rupee drop. So I think everyone's set pretty much for money. Eri here in chat, which he is certainly 100% allowed to be, checking out the restream. Maybe giving us a preview of what's to come for this this wonderful Land Molas fight.
Oh, that looks like a 2. Yeah.
Holy frick, dude.
I was wondering what this means, and then I saw how his
amazing.
first phase went, and I was like, oh, I know what this means.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, nice 2 cycle. Lambo is such a really, really fun fight that, doesn't make aspiring NMG players immediately quit the game when they first try it.
Well, it's so short, it's like, don't you want the fun, to just last a little bit longer?
Oh no, it's not short. It takes a very long time.
Matt's just taking a slightly bit longer. Oh wow, really nice cleanup though for the 3rd cycle. I mean, that is also a very, really solid Land Molas fight. Actually, was a little bit dicey on the second round too, because it ended up because like the 3rd one just kind of escaped him completely, but he was able to get it on the 3rd cycle.
Yeah, he definitely saved it with the triple. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
It's like watching poetry, and it's like watching it like in the old English version that Shakespeare did, because I don't understand any of it, but it is really nice to watch.
but it's like very fluid, right? It's almost like a like a ballet or like a dance recital, right? The movement is just so clean and crisp, and just kind of as Aries also fake flipping into the water. I mean everything again, like it's not choppy, it's not stormy,
like
it's very
that's
calm,
a ballet,
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
What about when we get the Mire though?
We'll tackle. It might be like the Nutcracker or something.
It's a football reference. You tied it in. All right, I'm so proud of you.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Did stuff happen? Okay.
Maybe. It's just it's okay. We temporarily turned off the lights. It was a little bit dark, but now we've got HD back again, so we're all good. We're all good.
It's just anything something goes wrong, I presume. I've done something terrible, but it looks like I'm back as well.
No. Our restream today, baseball is done. And she is doing quite the stuff behind the scenes, basically to make sure everything runs smoothly. So really do appreciate it. Yeah.
You should see them right now. They're, basically just holding their hands up in the air. They have a handful of extension cords, plugging stuff in, plugging stuff out, but somehow they figured it out. Everything's back up. Nothing happened.
Everything, exactly. Everything looks great.
It's perfect.
Yeah, except these dead rocks, man. Like, these dead rocks are really trying to give Matt a really difficult time. Although, speaking of though, so it looks like Eri has made it into Hera. Oh my gosh, dude, speaking of dead rocks, with actually close to health. You always want as much health as you can. I think that's probably the true statement for every single dungeon going in. But in particular, there are going to be just some portions like this gatekeeping mini Moldorm that just seems, whatever you do, always just seems to take out one heart. Like, somehow. Oh no. Eri, unfortunately, missed the boom dash, so he did hit the pegs, and he's on the other side, but he is going to have to, unfortunately, do a little bit more. Ak, you're going to have to write down a bit more movement and, things on your notebook.
I don't have enough paper.
Eri suddenly increased the number of actions per minute.
You see these boomerang shots, though? This guy would be a ringer in that archery game. I can just tell.
I really want to see Eri go for like the 99 strat, I bet he could do it.
Like this race? I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, do you think he'll go to like digging? Does he even go to that area? I guess he goes up, right?
Yeah, they go, but they're in the light world.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Maybe we can play inverted instead. We just take the mirror.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be a little bit more jarring.
And then when I had memed earlier that I was gonna say things to distract Eri, but I changed my mind. But you're the one bringing up inverted now. I think you're gonna be the one that makes him turn off the restream, not me.
Anything to help have a distraction. All right, so very slight difference, between I think Matt and Eri's Hera basements, right? So Eri ended up doing kind of like the boom dash, hits the switch. Matt did not end up having the switches, so he just had to take a little bit of extra time, basically, to hit. In order to get through to the next room, which is all good.
I love that bomb jump so much. It's very, very pleasant to watch.
One of the perks, features, benefits, like great things of being able to watch both Matt and Eri, especially they play at probably some of the highest levels, right? And they're going to be able to basically execute probably some of the most difficult and very risky, but also the most beautiful, beautifully done.
Oh, okay. That was an amazing early Moldorm hit. Like, I swear they don't play the same game I do. This is just fantastic.
Oh, Eri! Oh my gosh, dude! Holy frig!
I see why you said Rob now in chat.
Yeah. So this is, by the way, Eri is also demonstrating why it's a really good idea to have 2 hearts going into Moldorm, just in case something goes wrong, right?
Yeah. Matt also getting that wonderful bomb jump that's like ballet, except you blow yourself up, which honestly sounds like really fun to watch.
It's like ballet, but you get to add like a mania, after it or something. Oh my gosh, dude. No, Matt, no. Moldorm is such a gigantic jerk.
Yeah. Matt did come in with more health, but no amount of health saves you from a pit, so...
I know. I was making a joke earlier to Eri, he ran doors, right? And it's like, so Matt didn't play doors, he just played regular, casual boost rando, but it's like in doors, you actually want to drop down, right? Because you need to kind of explore where the drop downs are if they're not super tiles. Oh my gosh, dude. And, Matt, oh my god. Moldorm is just absolutely not cooperating. He is so sad. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna report his challenge as toxic and get it removed from public viewership.
Can you just report Moldorm's account? I think that would make things a little bit easier too.
I'm going to. I'm doing it right now. I don't know if you can hear me typing. I'm doing it very furiously.
By the way, Eri made it to pedestal. This is one of the moments.
Yeah, what moment are we talking about? Oh yeah, he pulled Pet. He got a Master Sword? Was there
no, I was just thinking, that, now we actually get Sword Beams. That is a significant upgrade. Only has to, we only needed like 3 magical pendants from the dungeons. It was, it was a very nice, calming moment, It's one of those times where you actually don't have to have any input, right? You're actually just kind of like being able to chill, right? It's one of those calm before the storms. You get to rest up a little bit, take a breather, and then now you're going to actually get to some of the more, difficult parts of the game, like avoiding that bush guard that just happens to pop out of nowhere and tries to ruin your day, because if you get hit, you can't get those red rupees that Eri just ended up picking up.
That would ruin my day too if you were on like a casual stroll and some random person bumps into you and it's like, guess what? You're not getting paid for work today.
That would suck a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, but so it looks like, all right, so Matt is actually finally gotten out of Moldorm and Hera. You work so hard basically throughout the entirety of Light World. You really practice so much, and then only to have basically your run and day ruined, basically by just like complete RNG and Moldorm being a giant jerk.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's just the first factor of RNG in the Light World. The second one coming up right here in Agate Tower.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Alright, speaking of Sword Beams though, we do see Eri trying, so he is going to, in this case, dash kill the guards. These are obviously very practice rooms, for both Eri and Matt. Part of the reason though why we want to kill the guards through dashing is so they don't advance the prize packs, because, as talented as Eri and Matt are, sometimes they do take intentional damage, which can be a lot, especially for Dark World dungeons, and they want to be able to get some of that health back. So this is just in preparation, in order to get basically, a bit more safety, in basically the end game.
Right. Yeah. Saving up for that fairy that they get in TR, so you can basically run it through rolling spikes, head on, and not have to worry about it later.
Yeah. Or if Matt hadn't learned his lesson, from the Octorok, he might be tempted to maybe touch a chomp or two, or the chomps are just really friendly, because Matt's a really, he's Canadian, he's a really friendly guy, right?
Yeah, he's also a dog person too, so.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Kibble. Yeah, that's true. He does actually have a lot of that, so
however,
maybe it's his own fault at that point.
If something bad happens on Chomps though, and we foreshadowed that, well,
we're
gonna be feeling a little bad. And by me, I mean you.
Well, so the good news is that my short-term memory especially, is probably the length of a goldfish. So by the time we get to Turtle
don't worry.
There is no reminder act here.
Don't worry about that. I already wrote it down in my notebook.
I was gonna say, yeah, I forgot about this ESR notebook. See, this is why you have the notebook and I don't. So.
Now, how far is a good spot to be for Link going into this cutscene?
So this is actually a good question. We don't have the hook shot, unfortunately, and so I think Eri, if I'm gonna just guess, and use Wisconsin confidence, wherever Eri lands, that is a good spot to be.
Okay. You know what? I actually like that that metric. If you do something and it looks like the way Eri did it, then there is a good chance you did it well. Man,
exactly.
That's actually
Now,
high praise, truth be told.
Yeah, Now, of course, we are gonna have to maybe withhold some of our judgment here. You know, by the way, that's an awesome chest turn on Matt's side, which, by the way, Eri did not get. Or I don't believe I saw it. If he did, I'm sorry. That was actually a very nice chest turn because not only, of course, you get to save, you know, those frames doing the chest turn, you also get a sneak glimpse at the potentially some enemy RNG on your right side, right? Because that's where your light cone is, and you can basically kind of take a little bit of time to react to it. So Matt is actually a very big fan of that chest turn.
So that you're saying that chest turn is not a meme? That one's like.
Oh no, that one's real. Yeah. In fact, yeah, when Matt was doing his 124 grind, that was one of the things that he pointed out.
Oh, nice. Well, there you have it. If you want to learn any chest turn, that's the one.
By the way, have you been counting number of blue balls? I was gonna say we should reserve judgment to see how long this split, you know, takes Eri, because I'm not sure how fast even he can get through this part.
I feel like he's definitely had a lot. I definitely have not been counting, but I am Wisconsin confident that somebody will
it is a lot
for me.
Okay. This is a lot. Oh, I agree with you. This is a lot. So, you know, I guess this is a potential opportunity maybe for Matt to catch up a bit, right? So these are completely two different instances. Matt's whatever enemy patterns, movements, number of blue balls, warps, whatever is going to be completely different than what Eri has.
And it could also be completely different as to the fact it's exactly the same. That's how it works.
Yes, that is also true. But that part might just be a small. You know, again, short-term memory. If you don't have any short-term memory, you know,
then you can't compare.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. So either everything is really good or really bad, based on I guess
yes,
that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have no idea still how many blue balls there was, but yes.
I don't know. There was probably like, I don't know, 5, 6,
5. Okay.
7.
Oh, that's those are some not great numbers to think about.
Yeah, I can't believe no one just immediately spouted that number off. It's alright. Very disappointed right now, but
Oh, it's okay. We're going to get a second shot. I actually don't think I saw any blue balls so far for Matt. Now, I guess I'm curious, like, so when you run, you know, like NMG or AC NMG or whatnot, like, or regular NMG, like, are you happy to get a 0 blue ball, or do you always get 0 blue balls? So it's just like a big coincidence.
Let's just say I'm really lucky and I always get 0, and it's because of good luck and nothing else.
Okay, right, gotcha. I understand. And
it looks like
it's quite fortunate.
7, so that
7,
is quite a few.
Yeah, it looks like actually, I mean, I only counted 1 on Matt's side. Maybe he got 2, but it is certainly significantly not 7. So.
And then that's, I mean, that was like what, 2 extra lightning cycles as well.
Yeah, I think it's what, like 3 and 6 or something. I want to say. I forgot the exact numbers. Maybe Helpasorhan can help out. But yeah, it's like basically after like those number of blue balls, you get an extra lightning cycle in addition, which is really, I mean, it's not like you can do anything about it. It's just extra, you know, time basically due to RNG.
Must be really fun. It's why the all dungeons run was probably really fun too, because they did all that at the very end of the run. So.
Oh wow, that is really rough. I guess like also like Hundo is pretty also RNG heavy, right? Because you do chess game, you gotta do dig game, right? Yeah, they're I mean, and I guess like for the people who actually kind of like starting, you know, started by playing the rando, there are a lot of really like quality of life upgrades that you don't really realize kind of happens until you end up playing the kind of like the vanilla game.
Yeah, and I mean like you know how long it took, you're like, oh yeah, just, you know, took a couple blue balls. You know, it's not that much time. Well, when you're at this level, it's
it is significant time. You know, actually, I mean, we can maybe talk about this a little bit later when they get to GT. But you know, so there are like 3 GT small keys, right? So, and then the one on the torch is certainly the slowest, but it's also the fastest, or it's also the easiest one to get. You just bonk the torch, right? Yeah. But you know, like when Matt was going for his like 124 grind, you know, he had to like learn to go get like the pre-molder key, because he's like, it's a whole second. There's no way you can just give up that second for free, right? So, you know, like, yeah.
talk about a second like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like people like me, I lose a second like just starting my game from the files, like probably, you know. I don't think anything. Nice thing, by the way.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, at this level, 123, 124, like, giving up a second, I mean, you know, it's like, you don't really have, it's like, you maybe have, like, 4 or 5 seconds to give up, and that's, like, what, 20% of your buffer, right? You know, type of thing, versus, you know, like, so it's, I can certainly understand. That's, by the way, really good hammer yum, speaking of not losing any seconds. Ari, I don't think he actually used any extra pause buffers, as far as I could tell. That was one of the things he did warm up with. Certainly very nice. He first warmed up with hammer hovering, like he got to the split and then he hovered over and then he decided to do the bomb jump and everything looked good, so.
Hammer hovering, oh lord.
Uh-huh.
Also, I saw Matt get an extra bomb from the berry while he was jumping down. It seems rare that berry's in the right spot there, at least to me, but again, I know very little of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think the Bari is really weird. Like, his movements are kind of erratic, and sometimes he just kind of gets in your way for no reason. You know, like right there, if you want to jump down, he's just electrocuting you. You don't, you know.
Yeah.
You have to basically go fight him, and nobody wants to do that.
Oh, that's scary, Barry.
Alright, we did get the heart drop. I think we got the heart drop also on Aries' side as well. So the next one, presumably, nice hammer up as well. And the chest turn! Man, alright. So Matt's clawing his way back for time. Just for the record.
That hammer up seemed really good, because it didn't look like he was...
It is.
Like it seems like he adjusted. Oh, man, that was incredible. So good!
It's like they're able to basically, I don't know, like, basically they're able to see, like, oh, I'm on the pixel, and then they're able to just basically make whatever, like, the 1 frame or 2 frame adjustments, right, in order to get back on there if they're not.
Do they play with, like jeweler glasses or something? Where
I don't know, dude.
You know, see everything so close?
I mean, you could ask Ari. He doesn't look like he wears glasses or anything like that, but I guess I never really asked if he wears, like, contacts or anything.
Yeah.
Alright, a little bit...
Yeah, maybe he's got like a super like magnifying contact or something.
Yeah.
A hidden optical.
Yeah, like the ability, like how Ari and Matt are able to read like enemy RNG, basically to react, and their reflexes. I mean, there's a reason why they have such amazing like PBs, basically, for this game. I will say though, like for Ari's fight, overall pod was really nice. The Helmasaur fight, unfortunately, he got some fireballs. I mean, he really can't control that. But of course, with so much health, you know, having Sankart, and basically it was kind of like the last stage. I think Ari could actually be a little bit more aggressive and basically just, you know, take Helma head on. Matt's also going into Helma full health. Hopefully his fight will go, you know, just as well. One of course, the reasons. It looks like, you know, we didn't really have much more of a need for Sankar kind of after Light World so far. Knock on wherever there is wood in Dark World. But, you know, hopefully
there's
at this
trees.
point...
You can
you're right. There are trees. Hopefully... I don't actually know if we bonk on any trees. I guess we'll see.
I mean, we do like some hammer dashes too, through some pegs.
True. Do you think those are made of wood?
The pegs? Oh, they absolutely are. That is such a, like... I don't know, man. That's the sound of those getting hammered down. It sounds like, you know, like a nice teak just getting molded.
Actually, that's actually a good point. No. I think you're right. Like... Although I'm not really sure, like I'm not familiar.
That's a rubber tree right there.
That's a rubber tree.
Those don't count.
Are you familiar with any of the of like the flora of Hyrule out of curiosity, or sorry, Dark World? You know, Hyrule and Dark World are, you know, are very, very different places.
Oh no, I am not.
Okay, you know, maybe we need some sort of, you know, we need a person with a botany degree or something to help us out here. Yeah.
We also need a veterinarian, because what's about to happen to this guy?
What does happen to this guy? So he gives you a shovel, and then he asks you to, I guess, go find his flute. Is that right? What do you think? What happens to Stumpy afterwards? We are gonna. Are we going to a Dark World upstate? Are we never going back to Dark World in this portal? Maybe is this our way of, what we don't see can't hurt us type of thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Nothing to see here.
Ooh, Eri. Okay, so he did, we have to, in this case, get the spin speed, otherwise that red guard is going to do what we did to those hammer pegs. Except with the spear.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just looked at those hammer pegs and my imagination went wild.
Oh
boy.
no! Oh no!
Well, good thing
I
you got
don't.
that speed,
I
then.
don't want to think about. I don't want to think about stuff. This is a very sad portion of the run. I just realized this, right? We got the hammer pegs. We got Stumpy that we're definitely gonna see again at some point, right?
To be fair, we are just walking around this game murdering with impunity, so I don't necessarily know if we should.
Okay. Well, but I mean, like, what Stumpy gave you a shovel, right? A shovel is like infinite resources, right? You could dig everywhere, right? And you can find hidden treasure, right? To your heart's content. All these other ones, I mean, they're not exactly like nice to you, right? They want to poke you. They want to skewer you, right? They want to take you to the castle to like arrest you. I mean, it's not like really.
Oh, knock on wood.
Thank you. Yeah. Exactly. I was thinking. All right, the luck has been restored on Eri's side. We have no more bad omens. Thank you.
There we go. That's all it took.
Matt getting his sword speed first try. Running to go activate the flutes. Full health, by the way, going into Thieves Town, which is also, it's always probably more common than not to see. However, like the Dark World Overworld is very, very dangerous. Like you can definitely play a very unfortunate game of lottery and just get hit by the Ropas coming out of pod. You can get hit by the Snapdragon. You can hit by the guards. Everything takes 2 hearts of damage. And while we, of course, what do we say about blind, scripted, etc., or something? Like Thieves Town Dungeon itself is also pretty dangerous.
Yeah, everything is gonna hit really hard, and yeah, like you're saying, full health for them maybe a little bit more common, but I would say people.
Okay, you know what? That's also very fair.
Getting from pod to Thieves Town is hell. It is like everything hurts, and
speaking of hell, here we are in the actual hell way. Yep. Holy frick, though, Eri. You're talking about. So we should ask him what his prescription is then for his glasses, because for him to read that RNG, right, and basically just make the backup dash, like I think it's quite impressive.
I was really surprised he made that backup dash that way too. I feel like I've not seen that.
It's like. Yeah, and it's like you got 5, other things kind of like going on the screen, and for him to basically recognize that there was a straight line that was safe for him to go through is like, I mean, well, he has a 123.
Yeah. I feel like some of the enemies weren't even on the screen yet. I mean,
yeah.
How does he do it? He's so good. What do you think his no book comment in chat means? What's your take on that?
Well, we're not reading. What are we not reading?
We already pulled Ped.
True.
I don't know.
Fox has a pretty good suggestion. Yeah,
okay.
Unscripted. Okay.
Fair. That's fair. That's good. Is that what his emote means too? I think you're more attached to his lore than I am.
So his emote is like it's area or no read. So I believe that is actually an homage to you cannot read the pedestal if you have all 3 pendants. Otherwise, somebody is gonna lay down a hammer on you and treat you like a peg.
Jesus.
Nice conveyor dash. I always really like that room when it goes right, because it seems like it can always go wrong because there are like 3 Baris in your way. One of them is a red one, and you can even slash it, but then like 2 little red ones, split from it, and then it just makes your life even worse.
Yeah, they come out and they ask, "Why'd you kill my mom?" Yeah. Good old blind fight though. Nice scripted fight, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or unscripted, right? Because we're not part of the book. This could be Aries, open mic night type of thing, right? It's gonna do a little bit of improv.
Improv blind. I don't know. That looks pretty textbook.
Yeah, that actually did look pretty on script. Like he wasn't even in the sunlight in the upper left, so. By the way, I will say that, you know, one of the things watching, you know, like both Matt and Ari, like it's the number of mistakes, right? Like everything when they do it, it's just like, man, it looks so easy. Like everything's going right? And you know, it's sometimes just harder to appreciate when things do go wrong because you don't see it on their side. That's the thing.
No, I mean, I've been sitting here watching, and I was like, you know what? I can do this now. I pulled up my controller and just started to play. I've already died 6 times, so I've turned it off. You have my full focus now. It's actually not as easy as they make it look.
What did you die and escape? It is a very common place to die.
Well, you know, they just walk in, say hi to the ball and chain guard. Oh, getting zapped there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the ball and chain guard is a very difficult boss. I mean, you know, so some even say, like Chex, it is the actual first boss of the game. Yeah. It does 100 damage, and you're only on 3, right? And you gotta slash him 8 times.
And you're the least equipped for him too. You know, you can't come back later with better equipment. It's tough.
Yeah, exactly. All right, looks like though Ari's gonna pick up his smith friend, so we're finally past the point of we picked up this kind of like dusty old sword off of, you know, in the woods. It served us, you know, quite well, but I think we're ready for an upgrade at this point.
Okay.
So that's why Ari decided to go into the brewery and get 300 rupees so he can afford himself a better sword.
How much
despite the fact that
getting the sword saves versus not getting it in Wisconsin numbers.
In Wisconsin numbers, maybe something. Okay, so getting the sword, I think ultimately is well. So I know you just are ahead going into Ganon, but I think you lose time after the Ganon fight itself. Is it maybe like 20 some seconds?
Okay.
That is my guess.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. You know, given how good and bad, like, you know, fights could go according. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of this though is just the consistency, right? So this is a real-time attempt. You don't get to kind of, you know, you don't get to have a lot of the amenities as a bot, right? You don't get to reset. You don't get to basically replay like the same input values in through. Nice fence dash, Ari. So you know, if
it looks so easy,
yeah. we couldn't even see Ari, by the way, doing a fence dash because he still had iframes from his portal, so he literally was invincible. By the way, we're just racking up the bonk counts on Ari's side. These were definitely not, you know, like they weren't certainly like he could do anything about those.
You can't react fast enough to dodge the surprise.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, but I was gonna say, I mean, like having Tempered Sword, you know, as a human trying to play, you know, the same thing, you know, the game, you know, over and over, you definitely want that for consistency versus the Master Sword. You know, I try to get 4 hits into Moth or whatever, a dash and then 2 hits or something, versus like the 8, it, you know, is certainly much easier.
Makes sense. And you also say, like, as a human, but watching these two, I have doubts.
Very, very good point. Very good point.
Ari making Matt's easiest room in the game look easy.
Look exactly easy. So I certainly have very high expectations for Matt as well. He somehow has this room down pat. So like, you know, I don't know if it's like a trademark thing because nobody's ever sued Matt in order to kind of cash in on it. But easiest room in the game for Matt, and then he also of course has his signature Waffle House drive-through, which we'll kind of see later on.
Can somehow we he can also misinformation rather.
Libel, slander. Yeah, I think we're. Are any lawyers here in Dark World?
We need a mathematician, a botanist.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
We're gonna be like millions and millions of dollars in debt before we find the qualifications to handle this.
But then, you know, it's smooth sailing from there on out, right? It's like an investment type of thing. You go into debt hoping to pay it off later, and if you can't, well, that's somebody else's problem.
That's your children's fault. Okay.
Oh, that's too. This is too close to reality. And I was just reminded of Stumpy, an innocent child.
You're a goldfish.
Yeah, you're right. I am a goldfish. You're right. We're here watching. Right, we're here watching Matt. Look at where the Gildos even are. They were so far away from him. They were like, you know what, sir? You get all the room in the world except for this one. But
does he have like a deal cut with him, and that's why it's easy for him, and he's allowed to say that?
It's a great question. What do you think Gyptos get paid in? Oh my gosh, dude. It's not spikes, because we saw 0 spikes move on Aries' side. Holy frick.
I don't even think we saw Moth move, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that was, oh my gosh. Good job, Aerie. 10 out of 10. No spikes moved. We also did see Aerie do one of those early bomb jumps we saw in Hera, but he did it here in Skullwoods as well. Just saving all this time. Aerie and Boyne, for somehow, like, they are like just super consistent at this early bomb jump somehow, right? And like it's like one of the hardest ones to do because you don't get a pause buffer. You literally just have to, you know what? That's where Aerie's crazy vision,
Monocle?
I guess, monocle, goes for, because he can actually see the pixel you need to be on, and he can let's just land it.
Be a great marketing moment for Aerie, selling Terminator monocles or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Want to be good at NMG? Wow. Look no further.
I like Malmo's joke. Gyptos get paid in money. I liked it.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You should have just stole it and then claimed it as your own.
You're right. I made this. although if I might be being yelled at by some of the admins.
Well, this admin also said you were an admin earlier.
Oh,
so
well, I was a technical admin.
It's a fair fight or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good use of the spike though on, this is a really great strategy. I guess if in case you play Enemizer, anytime either in your future or you have in the past, if you have spikes, you can try and knock enemies into them and it'll do gold sword damage. Except for Moth, but you know, Matt also had only 1 spike move. That is only and that is an amazing 9 out of 10 fight there.
Looked like you got like a quick double poke there at the end. I think.
Yeah, so I think like Matt's Skullwoods split is certainly among one of the strongest ones. I mean, not only of course because of the easiest room of the game type of thing, but I think overall, like the split, usually he is very consistent at it.
I'd like to say that Aerie did not throw that rock into the circle, yet the catfish is here, but I'm 99% sure he did not throw it inside that circle.
Was it how Wisconsin is that confidence level, like, or is it more like, you know, in Canada?
I mean, we're branching on over to Minnesota. That's how confident.
Oh my gosh! Oh wow, that is actually quite quite the time save. But yeah, as you had very keenly observed, hitboxes are in fact a box, not a circle. Boxes have corners.
I mean, I'm just more impressed that as Aerie is jumping into the water, he's finding the time to also give us emotes of somebody drowning as well.
Do you know? I don't know how Aerie both can listen to the restream, like watch the restream and type in chat and play and get a 123. Like, do you think this is like, I don't know, like you talk about being, I said he was human. I am doubting the statement more and more.
I don't think so. Yeah, he's he must have extra eyes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, extra eyes, extra arms, extra hands, extra finger. Yeah, extra, like whatever. It's he also could just be like one with the game. Ooh, all right.
He's a spider. That's what we're trying to say.
Gotcha.
Yo, nice. You know what? I never thought about shooting that dude with fire right there because he's always in the way.
He is, yeah, and this is part of the like experience, but I think you can get a free fire rod shot, like you have one to spare, and if the Zora just kind of happens to spawn there, you can you know, that's the fastest way to disperse them because you really want sword beams for this dungeon. Yeah. By the way, Matt also did not hit the circle. He also hit the corner of the hitbox for quick fish. Always really cool to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not right. It's supposed to go in the circle.
It's not right. Yeah. But I mean, I you know, these guys are mavericks, right? They don't always, you know, color, you know, inside the lines. Like, you know, they write their own path.
And that was outside the lines. Yeah, so.
Exactly.
Taking a swim there on that side. Will we see an emote from him as well while he's getting the item from Zora?
So, as far as I can tell, Matt, at least historically, has not turned on the restream, at least actively. I think the last net race he said he did against Ray last week was he, I think, turned on the restream maybe after like Ice Palace or something. And then, yeah, so I don't really know if he would keep tabs on this because, you know, like, I think like most, you know, 99% of the humans, like watching the restream or seeing something else on when you're trying to, you know, execute very well or play is very distracting.
Yeah, it's like the game is hard enough. I don't need to have like, multiple forms of, you know, physical stimulus attached to it.
Yeah.
Oh, but I guess when you're airy, it's easy.
Oh, Matt! Oh, I don't know how he didn't get hit by the fireball from Zora. Somehow he did, because Matt apparently is an excellent swimmer. I guess they must have... Did they swim a lot in Wisconsin? Maybe he just got, you know, really good.
I mean, he swims a lot in PBR, but we might be talking about two different things.
That's true, that's true.
Nice stair clip.
Yeah, oh...
Bonk.
With the bonk to spare, you know, it's okay. He's just getting in better position to fall down the hole.
Okay. I accept.
Yeah, but so Aries gonna go into Cold Stare. He is whether or not he would take damage from the spike from the stair clip is irrelevant because he is basically still has one hit that he can spare on Cold Stare. But you know, as long as he follows the script, he can he will be just fine in terms of getting out of here quickly.
Let's see. What's his strat here? A little one poke? Okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Aries. I actually expect kind of the same strategy from Matt once he gets here as well. So, but yes, as you said, again, it's one of those things where they make this look super easy, and then you try, and then you know, 50 times later, you're like, okay, I think I got down like the first slash or something.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Eri had a pretty good Ice Palace bomb jump. Looks like Matt actually maybe needed to buffer just a little bit, but otherwise we're good.
Okay, that was a good little save right there.
Yeah, really good recovery. I also didn't realize earlier is that if you don't really kind of get the timing also kind of really matters a lot, because if you're off on the timing, the fire bar also is in a different position when you're trying to get through the bottom of the screen. So if you're too slow, right, you actually have to wait out the fire bar as well.
Yeah.
So that's
it's a literal clock in that screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's actually a really good point. Oh, Matt though, actually, did we care about that damage? We did not care. So he was on 8, and now he's on 7, so he can still take one cold stare. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, Aries out of cold stare. So right. So in terms of divergence for the path, this is at the point where it will be some divergence for some runners. Some people like to go and get ether right now off the mountain. Basically. In order, so then you have a lot of buffer in terms of health, because we're gonna go to swamp later. And so if you take a little bit of extra damage from the dead rocks or the boulders, and then you go into swamp, right? It's not really a big deal because you don't, you can afford the health loss, right?
Right, we're in swamp.
Yeah, Eri and Matt, nice, almost good
Sticky.
Most of the fight, yeah, but Matt was able to clean up quite nicely. But yeah, I was gonna say, so Eri and Matt absolutely would like to limit the number of spin speeds they take in the game, so they're going to go to swamp immediately, and then they're going to get the hook shot, and then if Eri takes the hook shot back, to Aga Tower and do the cutscene, we can actually, use hook speed in order to try and get past the torches again. But
okay,
until then, we're going to go to Death Mountain and then use hook speed, in order to climb it quickly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So nice, cute little menus there to set up his double quick orb. I like it. I like it.
I actually kind of wonder, at this point, for how much Eri and Matt have played this game, what haven't they seen, right? And it's almost kind of like cliche says, I've never seen this before, or this never happened before. For them, it actually holds a lot of meaning. I haven't really heard it from them recently, but still, I am kind of curious to see what they have.
I can think of a couple of things, probably.
Oh yeah?
Fishbone room.
Alright. That's actually very true.
Just a couple off the top of my head.
Yeah, good point. There are actually it's a good point. There are a significant number of rooms that do not ever get the light of day or the glow of the monitor, whatever you're looking at in the speed run, because as a casual player, you're probably just exploring the entirety of the dungeon, right? But we know exactly which rooms we need to go in order to go fast.
Fish rooms and all bosses, no EG. All right, well, never mind. I stand corrected, and boy, I didn't know that. I was just trying to sound smart, and yet I'm a fool. But I knew that. So
I also like to see both the shields get used on Eri and Matt's side. Both of them use it right in front of the swamp to fend off the spear. The sound of the shield clinking is like very satisfying. Maybe I don't know if it's like goes into oddly satisfying category.
it does.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
That and like hammer dashing through like an infinite amount of pegs. I mean, you could just watch that all day. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, yeah. If only hammer pegs were infinitely long, right?
Okay, you know what? Maybe they've never seen that then either.
Hmm. Oh, true. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Without the hook shot, can't do the 3-frame save basically by hooking into the second block.
Yeah. Well, he can do it. It's just not gonna save him 3 frames.
Yeah, that's also very true.
Cost him a decent amount of time.
Yeah, talking about those. So this is actually probably the first major. I mean, major is too strong of a word. Minor hiccup, I guess. Eri didn't quite get the block pushed in time, and he unfortunately got nicked by one of the fireballs. Just a little bit of time lost though. But I mean, otherwise, like basically taking no damage in Swamp. So Swamp is one of those dungeons where you kind of watch the types of enemies like Baris and Stalfos and whatever, right? Like they all like to do little bits of damage to you, right? Half a heart here, maybe a heart. But like Eri, the fact that he was basically full health means that he didn't take damage. Probably more importantly, he also didn't get stopped by his paths, right? Because once you get hit, you have to like readjust your your position. You gotta re-dash, whatever. Certainly has been quite good.
And everything in here moves so erratically too. It's just very easy to take all that little damage.
Yeah. No, actually, that's actually a really good point, right? These Baris, I mean, in theory, they're supposed to be like kind of aiming towards you, but yeah, their movement is just like that, right?
Yeah. A little punk.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Swamp. Hate it.
Yeah, and the fact that like the shallow water, it like takes away from your boot speed too, right? Like it's just like moving in like tall grass, right? Everything is slower. So even if your reaction times, about the same, Link just physically moves slower too, right?
Yeah.
So you have to basically still adjust for that, and it's just not fun.
But another little bit that belongs on Oddly Satisfying and Reddit, the Argus quick kill. We'll get to see if Eric can pull it off. Oh, very nice. Very, very
good
difficult
point.
to do.
This is actually a good Phelps play too. Normally, you swim and then all of the the little water tactics just kind of like mob you and you get slowed down. Eri had none of that. But yeah, as you said, we're gonna start the quick kill. Oh, can Eri recover? Very nicely done. Holy cow. So sometimes, What?
How do you recover from? How is he so fast?
Well, yeah. Well, no, that's the whole point. I mean, this is where Eri he opened his eyes a little bit wider, right? And then he was just able to take it down. Yeah. Oh my God.
I just didn't know you could be fast enough to recover from that. That's incredible.
Yeah, because it definitely looked like Argus was kind of rushing him, right? And so he didn't really have enough room to kind of keep basically his position and not get hit. But yeah, Eri was able to basically just move aside and then just take it from the right.
So gosh dang good. It's incredible.
Yeah, it was quite good. Be able to recover, as you said, like the zero cycle is very it's very, very high skill, because usually what can happen is you can get like an empty cycle, which is probably the more common case, or you just get the whole one cycle later, right? Type of thing. Because you basically just not fast enough to kill all the puffs.
I would say, in my experience, that's the one that's most common. Right there. That last one,
All right. Hopefully, Matt. He's also coming up his Argus fight again. 124 runner. He is also very very familiar with the zero cycle. But again, sometimes. Okay, I think Eri had said before it is technically possible maybe to get the zero cycle for Argus, but sometimes depending on the RNG, it can be very, very difficult to actually execute through.
With how fast he did that one, it seemed like no matter what he does, he was going to be able to do it.
Oh,
Showcasing off why we get the hook first before we come up here with how fast he was able to scale up that mountain.
Oh yeah, yeah, and of course, spin speed is not maybe it's not next to but hook speed is definitely much easier, on execution. So definitely want to be able to do that. Looks like unfortunately Matt was not able to get like the 1 cycle or the 0 cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna clean up pretty quickly. So.
But if he did salvage that one, I would have been like, okay, it's a different game we're playing. But it was still a really good attempt.
Yeah, by the way, no damage taken on Aries side. So far as so the mountain is one of the definitely the most RNG heavy segments, right? You have the boulders, you get the dead rocks, and part of the reason why we have to do spin speed is that we can avoid this. But in this case, oh no! Oh my gosh!
Okay.
That's
probably not good.
It's okay. We're okay. memories of League for Eri has come flashing back. We are just again goldfish time. We're just gonna forget about that again. The crabs have never been Eri's friend or his teammates' friends for that matter. So the good news is that Eri has actually recovered 2 of his hearts. So going into Mire, really like down 2 hearts worth of health. It's like down 1 heart if you didn't pick up Sank, which is what kind of like maybe is more of like Eri's normal, right? Because you don't pick up Sank heart in his runs. It's more of the sword beams I think right now that are kind of more of the issue because you really want sword beams for this first room in Mire in order to basically save you some time.
With all that explanation, I was doing like that math person meme. I was just like, okay, so he has 2, but he lost 1. But then he got 2 back.
Oh yeah, sorry.
4, but we're up 1. I'm like,
He's down a heart. The net result is he's down a heart. Unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah. No heart. Yeah. Down 1 heart, and then no sword beams. That's the TLDR. Unfortunately. So I guess right. The good news is that we can still use a fire rod, right? Which is what Eri is doing. It's just like the bad news is that. The burning animation time actually is pretty significant. This is why people don't want to use it. Like, the magic bar is actually not that big a deal, right? Because you're going to get a full magic right before going upstairs. So.
It looked like he wasn't able to kill the Popo, too. Just quite quick enough. Getting away. Using the beam to track him down.
All right, Matt though, he scaled the mountain. He got his ether. He also took no damage in from the boulder and the dead rocks. We're gonna hope that everything is great here in the ice rock cave area. Both of them using their pause buffer in order to try and kind of read like the enemy crab RNG, right? But Matt looks like he actually got some definitely some friendlier patterns.
Yeah, he does not have a shellfish allergy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe, I guess being in Wisconsin, maybe he's built up a good number of tolerances. But yeah, no crabs, no bombs, right? From the grass. So, oh man, it's always so risky, dude. Like, it's always makes me so anxious because that Matt definitely had a lot of trouble with that screen when he's doing his 124 grind because like there would always be some random bomb or guard that just pops up and just completely ruins his day, and it is. I think during that time it was probably one of the most anxiety-inducing screens.
Yeah, you have to be on your guard every second while you're playing this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eri's health looking fine in Mire, even though he did take those 4 hearts of damage, so it's a very good point.
Yeah, well, right, so like ideally, we would like to, so it looks like he actually has enough health in order even to try Spark Gamble. So the idea is that if you're lucky enough, in this case actually lucky, then you can damage boost yourself forward from the Spark. But you of course have to sacrifice a heart in order to do so. That's kind of, so health is probably one of the biggest resources, at least for this dungeon. And of course you want 3 more here in order to get the small key, and then you want, what, like 7, 6-ish, 5?
Sometimes not damage you at all too. Can't you like frame roll past it? Is that a thing?
Maybe.
I don't know. Could be.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Okay. You can frame roll it too. Yeah, I think I remember.
Okay.
I think I actually remember seeing Eri of all people do it, and I was like, okay, yeah. Again, playing a different game. He runs into enemies and doesn't get hit. Well, what the heck, man?
Yeah, exactly. Just don't get hit. Just get frame roll. Just get the frame roll. It's easy.
Nice. making it past the bomb slug room without running into the bomb slug.
Yeah. The bomb slug is not exactly the most comforting, right? You're talking about trying to find new hats. The bomb slug is probably one of the
bad head.
there. Yeah,
he is toxic.
Yeah, you ever watch? Remember, like Futurama? You have like those brain slugs. Those actually very similar, to these bomb slugs here.
Well, they don't control you. Well, they control you dead, basically.
Oh yes, yeah.
Brain slugs.
Right. Yeah, go there. I'm excited for Futurama soon. All right, no, good cleanup on Aries' side. Still was able to take the 0 cycle.
And save the 2 arrows.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. And in fact, actually, I was actually wondering if slashing was actually going to be slower. I think it was actually potentially not. And I think saving the arrow potentially actually could be just like worth it. Matt, unfortunately, he had full health going in, but unfortunately did not get a spark gamble. Unfortunately, damage was him backwards.
Yeah, looking at Aries splits right now, he's really just been flying through the game. Like outside of his initial time loss that he had with the 7 blue balls, everything else has seemed very consistent. I'm not seeing too much wavering in these times, which is just insane of how consistent they are.
Yeah. I mean, they're Aries. Yeah, you were wondering about how many 123s he had, right? I would not be surprised. I don't know if actually this kid 123. I guess maybe other people in chat can verify this, but if you take away the 7 blue balls, it certainly very much looks like a 123 pace.
Yeah, it's wild. I think that's something else that's really just incredible about Ari and how he plays, but he finishes a very large percentage of his runs, I would say.
That's actually very true. And one of the things that he was really an advocate of was actually to finish up the run. Because, speaking from personal experience or not, especially if something, let's say, goes wrong, it could be, hitting the first green garden escape. It could be maybe dying to Helma. It could be something else, maybe that kind of demoralizes you from wanting to finish because something major happened and you can't get a PB. But Ari was definitely one of the people who said you really should finish your runs because you still can get the endgame practice and you can always goal the endgame splits too, right? So it's always that practice, and that consistency is definitely really shown for Ari's performances.
And even just practice aside too, which is the obvious spot of what you're getting, but like it trains you to have I guess a very good mentality throughout, the entirety of the run, which is very difficult to do.
Being able to stave off tilt and
mental damage, it is real.
Anytime, and be basically keeping everything together is definitely a trademark for Ari.
Yeah. I mean, it is very impressive. Again, you can say all that stuff all you want. You can say like, oh yeah, I'll just finish my run and nothing will ever bother me.
Oh yeah, I just won't get mad. Yeah. Yeah. That was also, by the way, very nice. Our Vitreous fight on Matt's side as well. He also was able to get the the 0 cycle.
There he is, a 20 in Constitution. I made this. Oh. Yeah, we shot an extra fire out, a little bit of a mismenu there.
No, yeah, it's you think actually some of these things, the little things, even though they do add up, right? And the fact that Ari is still on like a ridiculous pace just kind of goes to show you also just how good, or how fast he is.
By the way, do you know why? He's proving a point. He made a mistake, and he is not tilted right now, and he's showing everyone that.
Very
he's doing just
point.
Fine. Yeah, he's like, I made a mistake, but I'm fine. Everyone needs to be more like Ari.
You know that Matt got the Waffle House? Mostly. I mean, he did have to kind of hook a dead rock away, but otherwise it's clean sailing.
I'll be honest, I was watching Ari's screen. However, I also am watching chat, and I saw your emote, and so
there we go.
I can't put 2 and 2 together.
Oh man, we're back to math. Okay, so we have so who needs an actual mathematician? We'll just get math on experience. It's fine.
Also, speaking of Waffle House, how do you get your hash browns?
I'll figure that out on Monday.
Oh. I'm more of a smothered
do
and covered kind of guy.
I don't know. I guess I'm not a big sauce person. I think you might know that, right?
Sauce?
I guess it just kind of. I don't know. I guess I kind of like hash browns, like, I don't know, plain. Is that a thing?
I mean,
With
like,
salt?
if it's hot sauce, I would imagine you're a little
Sriracha?
different.
Yeah, sriracha's good, right? Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah,
So
I
hot
mean, you
sauce
could
like
ask
has its
them-
own taste, right?
You could say put red pepper flakes on it so much that I don't
Oh,
see
yeah.
it anymore. Make it a blanket of red
That is
pepper.
actually very true. Those are, man. I go through red pepper flakes like surprisingly fast. I don't know. I buy like a big batch and then suddenly it's like I have to go buy another batch. Man.
Oh man.
Oh no, Matt. Oh, nice recovery though. Did you see that? He missed the first torch and then he was able to fire off a second one in order to hit it.
Not only I saw, but I was watching his, since he's got his controller showing his inputs. I was watching how manic he was pressing that button.
That's also, I think that's also a very underrated thing, right? You talk about like basically like, tilting or like kind of basically staying cool. Another thing is like if you end up making a mistake, how do you recover? And like that type is you usually typically don't get practice for. Like you really have to be able to put a lot of things together. And Matt did that very, very well.
I mean, it's one and the same too. Like, my way to recover from making a mistake is to be, mental tilt, and then going on just a high rate of mental damage for the remainder of my run until I quit.
Yeah.
That's how I handle diversity.
That may not be the most constructive method of reacting. Just an observation.
It is a method, okay?
It is a method. I 100% agree. Alright, Aries going for the fast beetle man. See, again, he makes things like that is okay, everything he does is like is actually quite difficult. I mean, you have to do a lot of these things in order to get a 123 time, but he just makes it look so easy. like the beetle like 99% doesn't move that way when you try it at home.
Matt getting that really cool RNG where you charge up a spin, and then before you let go, you poke the floating skull out of the way. It's enough to kill the pokey, and then you're still in the right pixel to not get zapped, but make the key dash. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Again, it's like
he didn't even need the fairy
with
either.
lasers.
Yeah, with lasers. It's a futuristic ballet, in the 24th century or something, right? Or the 14th century. I guess I'm not really sure because Link is he's a knight, right? Or some sort of warrior. He's not getting very good Poke RNG here though.
I mean, this game is also old as hell too, so I don't know what century it came out in.
Okay.
So we're getting there at this point.
Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, I didn't actually quite see what happened in phase 2, but maybe Aerie just missed the spin. We ended up taking a bit more damage than I think we initially intended.
I think that's what. Yeah. Always nice to have beams for Crystal Roller, but also never having beams for Crystal Roller.
Yeah. Hey, you can save a whole half second, with beams. That's actually one of the benefits or incentives for you, rather. I mean, you always want sword beams probably for these types of things, but that is an actual tangible incentive. You can save half.
Beam strat's kind of easy. The Kane strat I felt is kind of tight in my opinion.
Oh, really? Okay.
Very easy to mess up, but that also might be user specific too.
Yeah, actually, and I think this is some of those things where, I guess, like, depending on probably your comfort level, right? So, for Aerie and Matt, they are very much I want hook speed, and I do not want to spin speed as much as possible. But, some people are very comfortable with spin speed, right? Setting up with the sword. So, like, they don't have that much of incentive in order to go get, to go get a swamp early, so.
And then either way, like, hook speed or spin speed, none of that saves you from crap damage, so.
Ouch, man. It's true. Where's Berna? Do we need to go to Spike Cave? Is that?
I don't even know how you would do Spike Cave.
Yeah. Maybe we need to go get the cape from King's Duke. Did Matt just do a double poke? Like, I don't think I saw that before in his runs.
I'm uncertain.
On Trinex? Yeah, so I think, right, so Aerie was talking about, like, how if you do a double poke on the firehead, you can save yourself an extra fire rod shot, and then that saves on the magic refill.
Okay.
I didn't actually think that Matt did that, but now that I hope I hope I didn't just like imagine it on his side. But it is pretty cool if he ended up doing that because it actually does save time.
I guess that would also be relevant whether or not your health was high enough for it to save time as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, very, very true.
So it wouldn't save time for me ever. We're gonna be refilling those.
No, it's you know, every fight is scripted as long as you try hard enough. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you have to practice a lot.
You know what? That's probably fair.
Mm-hmm. The script might also be a bit more erratic, right? Like the script could just be like beat the boss, right? And that's just what's on the paper. You know, if you're in your SGL notebook, or sorry, ZSR notebook.
Do people normally do the warps the way that Eri just did, or have I never paid attention?
You mean with the hook shot? Or
I don't know.
you know, man, it's actually no. I think you're actually correct. Like sometimes you've seen these screens like so many times, and someone asks you about like, oh, what actually did happen, and you just kind of draw blank. It definitely is it's a weird phenomenon. Yeah, and to answer your question, I actually don't know. That's where I got the phenomenon for. Oh no! Can Eri recover from this?
I don't think he has to, because that's what he does.
Yeah, right. I was wondering if he can recover with a quick kill. I mean, looks like unfortunately the answer was no. But good thing again, like getting those arrows right before dropping down Ice Armos. So. Alright, there is that small key, by the way, that Matt's bypassing on the torch. He cannot spare the extra whole 1 second in order to go get that key. I mean, neither can Eri, for that matter, right? This is the kind of level that we're at. And we get some free arrows as well from Mimics. And oh my gosh, though, talk about doing this room fast, or these rooms fast.
I mean, you would think that like it would be easy to do fast because you basically control the movement of the enemies, but you know
that room is. But I guess for what it's worth, you can only control the enemies. You only control 2 of them, right? They're kind of like the other ones, like the Beamos.
Well, it's the ones you need to kill.
Oh yeah. Aw, all right. 123 NMG, going through GVZ. Holy frick, dude. Oh,
and these
man.
are some of the most amazing rooms to watch when people are good at them. Having them through and read the RNG and kill these enemies quickly. Kind of missing that pot there. Looks like it hit the Armos instead.
Yeah, the Beamos has not been Eri's friend. Oh, that's actually a good maneuver, though, from the conveyor belt to try and bypass the Beamos. Oh my gosh, he makes G4 look so easy! Although, to be fair, I guess, yeah, he makes every room look super easy. Alright, looks like Matt's gonna get in position for Ice Armos. Hopefully he's not gonna take a hit. I don't think he's too close. I think maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure if that was Eri's, like, issue. But he ended up getting maybe, like, kind of, like, getting hit by one of the Armos ones.
Eri's Landmo 2 was just as good as his Landmo 1.
Yeah. Man, how good these guys are at bow landmos. Like, it is... I mean, it's like, it's surreal. It's just like, and they're consistent too, right? That's kind of thing. It's like, and I know, like, what happens, you know, maybe get your first, like, PB, whatever, it's 2 or 3 cycle or something, you're really happy, and then all the other ones are like, you know, like 5, 6 or whatever, and these guys just can nail it just so consistently every time.
And then you end up resetting the run, and then all of a sudden you're basically just doing escape 50 times in a row, and that's it.
Yeah, Eri actually, so Matt's gonna do this room, he does not use the arrow strat in order to, like, what Eri did was in order to hit the switch, he's just gonna do it with the sword. I think it does say something like maybe 10 frames, 20 frames or something if you do it right, but I mean, like, it's also very, very difficult to do.
Okay. Running the spike just so we can dash in just, you know, a little bit faster. I like it.
Yeah. And you get a nice, you know, couple of... Yeah, you definitely have the health to spare. Matt actually using all of his arrows to his fullest. Yeah. I mean, he had a really good G1. Like, being able... Just like Eri, he basically was able to snipe out a lot of the enemies. But I think, yeah, you really kind of want some extra ammunition, just like that, right? Oh man. Whether or not you get damage boosted by the Beamos, but like that, yeah, that arrow basically can nail down the Zizak and just kind of hold him in place. If he kind of gets in your way, is really good.
I don't know if you noticed too, but we got a nice little hover on Aries' side.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was all from the hammer hovering, right? Warm up. You know, he had to basically, you know, put it to use somewhere.
Ooh, that's a nice, tasty little triple.
Oh no, Matt. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. So
let's go.
Yeah. You know you're having a good run when what? All like Aga, Landmost 1, Landmost 2 were like all like the same. Maybe not Landmost 1, but I mean like holy frick, dude.
They were all, if you add them all up, it was still less than his blue balls.
But yeah, that's actually a really good point. Oh wow. Yeah. I will say though, Matt's also been playing like outside of Hera, like his Dark World has actually been quite good.
Alright, now if you want to see how Ganon is done, look no further. I have nothing but Wisconsin confidence that we are going to see one of the most incredible Ganon fights of all time.
Eri has done this fight, I don't know, maybe what you would estimate thousands of times by now, you know, with high levels, with Minnesota confidence, maybe even?
Millions.
Yeah, millions. And I think not only that, you know, like one thing I guess like for Ganon itself, right? Well, I guess maybe Master Sword Silverless or Master Sword Tempered Silverless is something very commonly seen in NMG. But you know, of course, like Matt and Eri, they play the game in many very different variants. But I think ultimately, right, still you still have to beat Ganon, you know, at the end, right? So the Ganon fight gets even more practice. Unfortunately, Moldorm has just not been Matt's friend. He didn't knock him down this time, but Hughes was not. Maybe just a little bit shy. I couldn't really, you know, get too close to Matt, so I had to wait just a little bit longer.
Sorry, I'm in awe. I like to watch.
Yeah, no, this is just one of those things where I think it's almost kind of like it's one of those whatever, like stress relievers, right? You kind of just do, because you can kind of go through the motions, just kind of like relax because you've done this, you know, it's almost routine, right? You know, you just kind of get to unwind. Yeah, you get to unwind at the very end. Ballet with the end of barbecue? Does that mean we get to eat now? Is this dinner time? It's like dinner and a show, right? GG's Eri, by the way. 124 time with 7 blue balls. Very, very solid run.
Yeah, that's incredible, actually. That's very fast.
Yeah, Matt is very, very close though. He is almost here. He just has one Ganon fight, and then we can bring these guys in, and then we can chat with them a bit. Honestly, I think Matt has been playing actually quite well. Like, for very consistent. I mean, really, it's just like this race's gap, right, was pretty much due to just Hera, and maybe just a little bit of a hiccup in the Eastern Palace big key chest. On Matt's side, because somehow the switch didn't register or something like that. But I mean, predominantly it was just Hera and getting knocked off a couple times.
But still, I mean, he kept that all together. Had a really good.
Oh yeah.
Not tilting off the face of the planet.
Yeah. If you ever ended up like kind of visiting either Eri or Matt's stream, these guys are two of probably like the chillest, like, you know, people in I mean in general, not even necessarily in this community, right? They just literally take everything, like just like roll with the punches and all. Doesn't ever seem to get, you know, upset or tilted. Or
and also, if you've ever met Matt in real life, don't punch him.
Okay, that is also true.
I don't know what
he also
happen,
looks incredibly scary.
but just don't do it. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, Matt's gonna set up for his torch glitch. Yeah, we were always gonna use the fire rod. And I do like the hookshot version. Basically you hook to, and I think that's just Matt's probably version of his timing in order to get the torch glitch. It's kind of interesting. I guess it'll give you those iframes, so you'll never have to worry about a fire bat coming at you, I suppose. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's pretty cool. You have to menu anyways. I like it.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of stuff I liked.
Yeah, these 124 PB, you know, on Matt's side, 123 PB, you know, on Aries' side. I don't actually know how many frames he was from the, you know, from a 122. I know it was very, very close. One day soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
We know. Yeah, GG's to Matt, by the way. Yeah,
GG.
that was also good. It was a good Ganon fight as well, like for him. Very well done, honestly, on both sides. Again, just like one, you know, unfortunate, late light world for Matt, and you know, one pretty much uncontrollable section for Aga in blue balls for Eri. All right, hopefully we can get these guys in after they finished. We can get them for a quick chat. We are joined by Eri and Matt today. You know, GG's guys. Nice runs today, both of you.
Yeah, GG's Matt.
Matt, if you're saying something, we cannot hear you.
Yo.
Yes.
No, sorry. I couldn't hear you, so if you asked me something, I did not hear it.
Oh, we just said we couldn't hear you, so fitting.
We also said GG's to you.
Oh, thank you. GG's.
Yeah, GG's Matt. Yeah, sorry about Moldarm. That looked rough.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh no. I guess like what ended up happening? Like were you just like it just seemed like he just kept like knocking you off though. I don't know. Like were you just in a bad position? Is that what happened, or it was just like erratic movement?
The first time it was my fault. I shouldn't have stood where I stood because he was either going to come down or he was either going to bounce off the pit and then come down. So it's just a bad spot to be. The second time, that one was BS. That one wasn't my fault. And then the third time, I was so angry that I wasn't even paying attention to the fight. That's how.
That's very fair. I see. That was. I mean, but I think other than that, like I think your run was, was like very like it was very, very solid. I mean, maybe like a like a.
Yeah, there's some good splits. I gotta check the Skullwoods time. That might have been a gold Skullwoods. I'm not sure. I don't remember what my gold is. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. It's tough to like recover from messing up that badly, but you know, it's fine.
What happened in Eastern Palace? Do you know? Like, because the switch didn't hit.
We're
You
gonna
didn't
go through all the mistakes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those were.
I got a list.
You're right. They're not the highlights.
No, what happened is that like my controller, sometimes when I press left too hard, I get down left. And when you're in like this situation, sometimes you're pushing the buttons a little harder than usual. And like I just adjust for it, but I just held down left for too long. And so when I went back, I was in the wrong position and I was like just below the switch. And so I had to like recover and go hit it.
Well, Matt, I did not see any mistakes. I must have not been watching, but I did see your amazing Waffle House. I saw your easiest room in the game look very easy. I have nothing but praise, and you know, I'm not here to put the spotlight on any sensitive stuff.
You also won
did
the chest turn.
Stuff right.
Oh yeah, you got that amazing chest turn, and
and Aga too. Yep, or Aga won. Yep. Oh wait, in Trinex, did you end up doing the double poke, or did I just like imagine that?
No, I don't do the double poke. That's beyond me.
Yeah, because I definitely remember.
What happened to Eri? So I didn't look at the restream until after Ice Palace. I noticed Eri was like tied with my PB after Ice Palace.
I had 7 blue balls.
Oh, okay, well that'll do that.
And yeah, I had a really good run until Skullwoods, and then I kind of fell half asleep because I've been really exhausted the past few weeks, and it's kind of kicking in. But yeah, I just lost focus.
Harry, you got a 124.37, doesn't it?
With 7 blue balls, yeah. He played, he played Door Rando like right before this with like a 3-hour seat or something. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a mistake.
that was a mistake for sure.
It's super but I mean, like I said, I think you guys did very, very well. Unfortunately, I don't want to rush everybody. But it looks like actually there is going to be like an upcoming race pretty soon. So hopefully we can maybe just give a couple more thoughts before we kind of wrap things up here. Any kind of like final thoughts from you guys?
It's always a pleasure to race, Matt, and I wish I could be in the streams more often, but time zones.
More often? Oh, I gotcha.
No, GG's there. I know it's too bad we can't hang out as much anymore with my life situation, but yeah, I will watch this back. Maybe just the Dark World, but I'll watch part of it back. So thank you for the commentary, and I'll look forward to that.
No, it's like from at least my vantage point. I mean, it's always a pleasure to be able to commentate for you. And this was really. I mean, you guys, like I said, I think he's gonna play super well, right? So it was really great. So thank you so much for racing. Thank you for doing commentary. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for being here to say intelligent stuff. Very good balance.
We got a lot of Wisconsin confidence here. I also want to say thank you so much to baseball for being able to restream this. I mean, taking care of everything behind the scenes. So thank you so much. I think that's it for us. Yeah, if you want to take us out.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ari and Matt, and thank you to Clear Mouse and Ack. That was awesome. And if you liked that race, well, there's another one starting in just a few minutes. Fox versus Doom. So we're just going to take a very quick break on this channel, and that will be coming up very shortly. So thanks. Yeah. Stick around for that, and see you in a couple minutes.